Good to see you. Good to see you. Yep, perfect. Thank you, Kiana. Yep, thanks, Ian. Thanks, Kailani. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Tulanga. Go ahead and just type your name for me in the chat. Thank you, Nicole. Just helps me take its attendance. Thanks, Seth. Go ahead and yep, just pop your name in the chat. Thanks, Gilbert. And then we will go ahead and get started in just a second, okay? Take a second now. Help me take some attendance. Help me put your name, just type your name in the chat for me. And we will get started in just a second. It is so good to see all your smiling faces. All righty.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Nicole. Thanks for asking.
Hey, you're welcome.
All righty, party people, we're going to get started. So last week's Healthy Habit Challenge, let's see, our first ever health corner in our summer series was choosing one tip about staying hydrated, right? We still want to be doing that. And then the following week, we talked about sun safety. So we wanted to share those sun safety tips. And then the following week, we talked about staying active in the summer, right? Being outside, getting that vitamin D. And the week after that, we talked about water safety. And last week, we talked about nutrition. Does anyone want to share what they did this week to practice healthy habit or our healthy habit from nutrition? Maybe you focused on a food group that made up your plate, or maybe would anyone like to share what they did? Yeah, Kiana, go ahead.
Like vegetables every meals.
Yeah, you ate vegetables at every meal. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. What else? Who else wants to share what they did?
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, of course, on Saturday for practice and the last practice, been putting on sunblock, and I've been drinking lots of water. I drink lots of water right here too, and even drinking these kind of drinks.
Awesome. Awesome. So you're
Yep.
focusing on the hydration and the sun
Yep.
safety. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's right. Yeah, and also, I can't wait for the games this weekend, and two, let's see, if we're staying active, I've been playing last practice and did soccer.
Great. Great, Nicole. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Would anyone else like to share what they did? Maybe about nutrition? Did we focus on eating balanced plates this week? Did anyone focus on that? And wants to share? Anyone? Yep. Go ahead, Chris.
Yesterday I went to a field hockey game. It was kind of hot. I had to eat a little ice cream. Then when I got home, I drank lots of water. I had to drink lots of water.
That's great, Chris.
That's what I did.
Great. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All righty. Oh, yes, Seth, go ahead.
What I did is I pretty much ate all plant-based and exercise, and I had basketball practice this past weekend and did some yoga and then drink water, everything.
Seth, that's awesome. You ate mostly plant-based. That's super great. Got all those fruits and veggies in there. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. So proud of all of you. You all did great this week. All righty, everybody. So, Kailani, you ate lots of salad. That's awesome. All righty. So today's topic we're going to talk about is strong mental health this summer. Super, super important, huh? So what is mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So it's oftentimes, how are we feeling? How do we feel about ourselves? How do we feel about others? And mental health is something that affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. So it is super important. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So when we are not having such good mental health, we might feel more stressed out, more panicked, We might feel like we're getting in more arguments with our friends and family. It can be really hard. So it's really important for us to be focusing on having strong mental health. And mental health is important at every stage of life. So from the second we're born till the day we die, it is super, super important. It is just as important as our physical health. So why is it important? Well, like we just talked about, it affects every area of our life, right? So focusing on mental health care can increase our productivity, enhance our self-image. It can make us feel better about ourselves. It can help us connect with others, and it can help us improve our relationships. And mental health can also impact our physical health. So it's super important. Nurturing mental health doesn't just help us improve our daily functioning, but it can also help us control some of the physical health problems that are directly linked to mental health conditions. So, for example, heart disease and stress are super closely related. And so managing stress might have a positive outcome, might lessen your risk of health disease, right? So super, super important stuff. Yep, heart disease and stress. Yep, school, when you have problems with a bully. Yeah, exactly. That can be very stressful and that can have a huge impact on your mental health. These are great examples. And so what we're going to talk about today, and summer especially, oops, there we go. Summer especially can be a super challenging time, right, for our mental health, just because our usual schedules might be changing. We might have more free time than we're used to. Maybe we don't see the same people that we're used to seeing during the other months of the year. And these disruptions might cause us to feel a little bit off balance. Like, oh, what do I do? What do I do with all my time? But actually, summer can be a great time to strengthen our mental health. We can take the opportunity of more time and new changes to help fill with things that will help us strengthen our mental health toolkit. Okay, many factors will actually affect our mental health. So things that maybe even seem unrelated, right? They can actually play a huge role on our mental well-being. So things like eating nutritious foods, like we talked about last week, right? Eating a balanced diet, getting in all of those great nutrients can help our brain and help our body keep a stronger mental health. And getting enough sunlight can help boost our positive mental health too. We'll talk a little bit about that later on, but there's lots of factors that go into it. Just like lots of things impact our physical health, lots of things affect our mental health too. So how do we strengthen our mental health? Would anyone like to guess or share? Have any ideas? Take a guess if you're not sure. Yeah, go ahead, Gilbert. Oops, you got to unmute first. Sorry.
Mental health is think good and think positive thoughts and focus on other things.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Gilbert. That's a great idea. We can stay positive and think good things. That's true. Yeah, Ian, reading is a great outlet for your mental health. That's great. Anyone else? Kiana? Yeah, go ahead.
Like Gilbert said, like focus things and just keep your mind.
Yeah, sure. Keep your mind off of things. You could certainly do that. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Anyone else? Yep, Nicole Kelly.
Yeah. Yep. How about exercising? Yeah, I was thinking walking can really help too.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. That's exactly right. Exercising can be a huge help. Let's see what the chat says. Stay in the house. Yeah, maybe. Staying in the house. Books, Nicole Wayne. Yep, definitely. Books can help. So, how do we strengthen our mental health? Well, how do we strengthen our muscles? Anyone know? How do we strengthen our muscles? You guys know this. You're athletes. How do we strengthen our muscles? What do we do to strengthen our muscles? Yeah, Kiana.
Like drink lots of water and more vegetables.
Yep, drinking water and eating vegetables will certainly help. Yep, exactly. Weight lift. Yep, Ian. Exercise every day. Workout. Yep, perfect. Yep, dancing, lifting weights. Exactly, exactly. So we exercise, right? We go to sports practice. We stay active. We eat nutritious foods. We stay hydrated. That's how we strengthen our muscles. And mental health is exactly the same, right? It's no different. Just like we build strong muscles by exercising and going to sports practice, you can also build stronger mental health by practicing eating balanced diets, drinking enough water, and getting enough movement. Mental health is just as important as our physical health. Super, super good stuff. Yes, Nicole, do you have something you want to share?
Yep, and to make you strong, and don't forget to drink a lot of milk, healthy milk,
Yep, yep, that
and they
certainly
can
will
keep your muscles and your bones strong.
Yes, that will help your muscles and your bones. But for mental health, we want to be focusing on doing all of that and more, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So just as a quick reminder, our mental health is just as important as our physical health. We want strong bodies and strong minds. It's super important to be checking in with yourself and be intentional thinking about how you are feeling and doing. So maybe you're going throughout your day and you can stop for a minute and say, how am I feeling today? What's bothering me? Or what am I concerned about? Maybe it's nothing, and that's okay too, right? That means that we're doing great, but every once in a while, stopping and taking a minute to think about this would be really great, just as a wellness practice. All right. So we want to build strong minds, just like our strong sports muscles. Yeah, maybe running, yoga. Yep, these are all great suggestions. So let's talk about a few tips. You guys have already hit on a lot of them with your great thoughts. Tips for growing our strong minds this summer. So get outside. Getting enough sunshine can be a huge boost to our mental health, right? Increased sun exposure boosts our vitamin D levels, and that can improve our mood, can also help our body produce more melatonin at night, which helps us sleep. So, and having a good sleep schedule is super, super essential. So, get outside, get moving. That's a great way to improve our mental health. But remember to practice sun safety, right? And stay hydrated when we're out in the sun. Super important. Yeah, Gilbert, sleep 8 hours. Exactly. We need to get enough sleep. But all of these things getting outside will actually do a lot for us. So it'll strengthen our immunity. It'll help, like we talked about, get us better sleep. It'll help boost our mood. It'll help us focus better. It'll actually reduce our stress, which is super important. And it'll actually reduce our chronic illness too. So these are all great benefits of just simply getting outside, right? You could go outside on a walk, or you could go out and work in the yard. There's lots of great ways to be outside. Next is get moving. Movement is extremely beneficial to our mental health, right? Exercise triggers the release of endorphins from our brain. And endorphins are little molecules from our brain that help make us feel satisfied or happy. So just by moving, we can improve our mental health. It is actually proven that the more we exercise, it helps us feel accomplished, it helps us feel strong, it strengthens our body and our mind, which is super great. Yep, we want to stay hydrated. Yep, drink lots of water, movement. Exactly. So if possible, try to set a routine for yourself that incorporates movement into your daily routine, right? So for example, you could say, every morning after breakfast, I go on a 45-minute walk outside, or after work, I do 30 minutes of yoga at home. We want to make it part of our routine so that it's easier for ourselves. We don't even have to think about it, right? We just go about it in our daily life, and it's just a part of our daily routine. It's like you wake up, you brush your teeth. I put my contacts in because I wear contacts. Maybe put your glasses on, and then you get some movement in, right? Yeah, swimming, dance at home, hiking. Yep, these are all great suggestions of how you can incorporate movement into your day to day. All right, our third tip is to create a schedule and follow it. We are human beings, are creatures of habit, right? So by building a routine of healthy habits, we can take the stress out of remembering to take care of ourselves. It just becomes a consistent part of our day. So it kind of relates to the previous habit we talked about, which is getting movement in, right? If we make movement, if we integrate it into a part of our daily routine, then it takes away the stress of us thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get movement in. I need to get movement in. It just becomes part of our day, right? And believe it or not, our mental health can improve significantly with a consistent routine. So by moving every single day, your body knows I'm going to get that movement in. I'm going to have that stress release. It's going to be okay. So super, super important. Try to create a schedule if you can and stick to it. The fourth tip, which we kind of already talked about, is get enough sleep. Sleep affects our mood, our ability to think clearly. You know, if we don't get a good night's sleep, we might become more easily annoyed or angry. And long term, a lack of quality sleep can be super detrimental to our mental health. One way to get sleep better is to take a break from screen time. So TVs, phones, tablets, computers, at least 20 minutes before bedtime. So instead, you could try winding down by reading or coloring, or maybe journaling or stretching, doing a little bit of light yoga before bed, right? Anything that doesn't have a screen, because those screens emit something called blue light, and it actually tricks our brain into thinking that it's daytime. So it makes us less sleepy and we don't sleep as well. Super important. Yeah, Gilbert, exactly. Turn off video games, TV, and cell phones at least 20 minutes before bed. All right, our next tip, which relates to our health corner from last week, is to eat balanced meals with lots of fruits, veggies, and mostly whole foods, right? With every plate, we want to be aiming to eat the rainbow. We want lots of colors and variety in our food. Oops, sorry. Because every different fruit, vegetable, food offers us different nutrients. So we want a lot of variety to keep a super balanced diet, and so that we can be feeding our bodies all those good things, right? Eating balanced meals can not only give us more energy, but it'll also improve our mental health by supplying our body with all the nutrients it needs to thrive. Our brain needs so many things because we're so smart, right? So we need to be feeding it all of these great things. Yeah, reading, word search, crossword puzzle. That's great before bed, Seth. That's great. Yep, cell phone off. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yep, and I love to color.
That's great. Yep, you could do that before bed instead of screen time, right? All righty. So our sixth tip is to stay in contact with friends and family, right? Especially in the summer, people might be traveling. We might not get to see people as often that we're used to seeing. And good relationships are so important for our mental well-being. They can help us build a sense of belonging and self-worth, community, give us an opportunity to share positive experiences and provide emotional support and allow others to support us as well, right? So we can stay in contact with our friends and family over the phone or online, or even better yet, in person, right? In the summer, when everybody's schedules are a little bit different, it might take us going the extra mile and reaching out to someone and saying, hey, I would love to see you. Do you have time? Maybe we could go for a walk together, or maybe we could set up a soccer game or something like that, right? Making the extra effort to stay in contact with people can do wonders for our mental health. Yeah, Kiana, exactly. Better. Just friends and fun activities together. That's great for our mental health. That's something that will fill our cup, right? Good stuff. Number 7 is to take time for your hobbies and things you like to do. Sometimes our schedules can actually get even more busy in the summer, depending on who you are and what your life looks like. But it's really important to remember that you should make time for things that you like to do. Making time for our hobbies is a form of self-care, and it can be as simple as committing to going to sports practice every week, or reading for 20 minutes a day, or like Nicole likes to color, right? You could color every day, or I know some of you like yoga. You could set aside 20 minutes every day to do yoga. I think Ian likes to cook. Maybe you could cook every day. You could commit to doing that, right? We want to commit to taking time for our hobbies and recognizing that it's okay to do so. It's okay not to always be out and about if you have something that you would like to do on your own. Yeah, reading a book, an art project, exercising. Yep, exactly. Acting in drama. These are all great. Whatever your hobby is, I want you to take some time and make time for it. It will help you mentally. All right. Number 8 is try new experiences. Research shows that learning new skills can improve your mental well-being by boosting your self-confidence and helping you connect with others, right? So maybe you have something that you've always wanted to try but have never done it. I would encourage you to just go out and give it a try. You know, when we try new things, we build our own self-confidence when we do them and we say, wow, I just did that. I can't believe it, right? So maybe you can try learning to cook something new, or try working on a do-it-yourself project. Like if you have something that's maybe broken and you want to fix it yourself, you could do that at home. Or there's lots of tutorials online of how to do things. Maybe you've always wanted to make a friendship bracelet. You could easily find a tutorial on how to do that. You could learn a new language, practice a new skill, try a new hobby, something that challenges you and you can work at and commit to working on for a little while. Once you achieve that goal, it can do wonders for your mental health, right? Yeah, this is great. Playing instruments, learning Japanese, painting. These are all great. Yeah, you could get a job. You could do all of these things, right? Try new experiences because you never know what's going to be really exciting down the road, right? You might think, oh, I don't know if I'll like that, but you don't know until you try. So give it a go and see how it goes. Our 9th tip is to spend some time by the water. Being near the water can produce a calming effect and have a super positive effect on our mental health. But that being said, it relates back to our other health corners, right? So we want to practice sun safety and water safety and stay hydrated when we're near the water. Does anyone remember a tip about water safety that we talked about? A little fun pop quiz for you all. It's okay if you don't. You could take a guess too. Yeah, Kiana.
Just relax and enjoy yourself.
Yep, relaxing and enjoying yourself is super important for your mental health. That is true. Let's see. Gilbert. Oh, yes. Stay in shallow water. Yep. If you're not comfortable swimming in the deep end, don't swim in the deep end, right? That's a great tip. And let's see. Another good one is we should never swim alone, right? We should never be in the water alone or near the water alone. We always want to make sure there's a parent or a guardian, someone who can help us if we get in trouble around, right? Yes, these are all great. All right. Our 10th tip is to take time for yourself to decompress. So everybody needs alone time every once in a while, right? And we should use alone time to do things we like to do, like reading or journaling, drawing, yoga. Maybe you like to play video games alone. And we should make it a priority to designate some alone time to ourselves every week to just check in with ourselves, see how we're feeling. Use the time to really enjoy just being alone and having those activities to ourselves. Yeah, writing stories, Kyle, that's awesome. That's a great way to be creative and use that alone time. You can play video games alone, read alone, cook alone. Yep, you could definitely do all of that. Sometimes we just need alone time to decompress. Don't be afraid to set boundaries with others and kindly say, I would appreciate some alone time when you need it, right? I promise you, your friends and family will understand. You just have to be polite about it and say, I would really appreciate some alone time. And then you could hang out with them after, right? We need our alone time to decompress. All right, our 11th tip is to practice gratitude and share it with others. Sometimes the best way we can improve our own mental health is by doing something nice for someone else. So This can be as easy as writing someone a nice note or drawing them a picture to let them know you appreciate them, right? That's a great way to do it. You can send them a nice letter. You can just say, hey, I'm really grateful for you for being in my life and being my friend. That's a really great thing to do. And, you know, it would make them really happy. And a lot of times when we see how happy it makes them, it makes us feel really good too, right? So what other ways can we practice gratitude? Does anyone have any ideas? Or how can we do something else that's nice for someone else? It's okay if you don't have any ideas, but I would love for someone to share if you do. Yeah, Kiana, you can see your teammates. Maybe at practice, you go up to someone, you give them a nice high five, and you say, hey, I'm really happy to see you, right? That's really nice to do to someone. I'm sure they would love that. I would love that. Yeah, follow the rules. That's really important too. Being respectful of others, right? That's awesome. What other great ideas do you have? Yeah, see your friends, Kailani. We want to see our friends. We want to tell them how much we appreciate them, right? It can be something as easy too as, yep, seeing your teammates, Nicole. Exactly. It can be something as simple too as hugging your parents, right? Or your guardian, going up to them, giving them a hug and saying, I appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can spend time with the cats. You can play with them.
Yeah, you can do that. You can certainly do that. Thank you for sharing.
Especially they need exercise too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, Kyle, yes, sharing your friends about the stories you wrote. Yeah, that's a great way to do that. You can say, hey, I wrote this story and I would really love if you would listen to it, right? That's a great way to do a lot of the tips that we talked about today. Yeah, Nicole Wayne, sharing food. Exactly. These are all great ways to practice gratitude and do something nice for someone else, right? And I'm sure they would all appreciate it. I know I would appreciate these things. So these are all great. Yes, sharing with others. Awesome, guys. Awesome. All right. And the last tip we have for today is to lean on your community. Okay. If you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut or you're not having such a great mental health day, know that there are plenty of people to support you. You can always reach out to a friend, a teammate, a family member, a coach, or me for support if you need it. Okay. There are so many people that care about you and want to support you no matter what you're going through. And we are always around. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about what we talked about today? Yeah, Kyle, you have a best friend, Vicky, who supports you. That's awesome. You support her too, I bet.
My best friend Vicky goes to Pariah School.
Oh, great. Very cool. Awesome. I'm glad you have that support system. All righty. So then our healthy habit challenges, we're adding on. We're going through this summer series and adding on. So we want to be staying hydrated still, right? And we want to be still practicing sun safety. And we want to be staying active. And we want to be practicing water safety. And we want to be eating healthy and eating balanced meals. And this week's one is to choose one tip about growing our mental health that we talked about today and do it at home at least 2 times this week. So this one is super, super important, right? But it can be as easy as saying as taking some time before bed to read or color or do yoga or taking some alone time throughout the week, right? At least 2 times. I really want us to try this one, okay? So we will do that for this week, and next week we will share what we did, okay? As per usual, if you have any health questions, any Holiola Malleola questions or ideas or song requests, you can always email me, or if you just want to chat, you can email me. That's my email, same as always. And if you want to watch this presentation or any of the previous ones, you can go to our YouTube channel. Our friend Jennifer here in the office uploads them for us. And on Wednesday this week, we will have a Wednesday workout with Coach Tanya, and it's going to be Zumba. Okay. So for all of you that like to dance party, I think you're gonna like this one. It's, if you don't know what Zumba is, it's kind of like a dance workout. It's super fun and interactive. It's gonna be a lot of good stuff. Okay, so with that, I will go ahead and stop sharing. And I will go ahead and stop recording and we will start Talk Story.